Hello everyone, my name is Michael. You guys know me as Covelio, and today I'm really happy that I'm going to start this new series off. It's called Road to the Crown, and it's basically going to be a walkthrough of all my matches that I play competitively on the FraggNation ladder that I talked about in the last video. And when I'm playing these matches, I'm going to record them and then walk you through them, go through different strategies when playing competitively. And this isn't, really competitive. This is all for fun. I'm having fun when I'm playing these games. I'm obviously out to win, and you'll see me using some strategies. You see on the screen now, I've picked my favourite Harlequin, and I've got all my classes set up for different strategies if things are going wrong, switching out. But this series is going to be a walkthrough, so it's going to be, going over strategies and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of questions still. I mean, this game's been out for like 6 months now, and I'm having questions of people about whispers. So if you listen right now, I'm moving towards the centre of the map, and I see my target's quite far away, so I'm just going to go in this blame group and wait for my pursuer to come. Now listen really closely to the whispers. Can you hear him? Now my pursuer's going to die in a second, and you'll see that the whispers stop. You see there's no more whispers? So those are whispers, and all that whispers do is tell you if a pursuer is close. Now if you're running yourself, I've noticed, if you're running yourself and you're not being stealthy, these whispers are going to be very quiet. So in order to take full advantage of the whispers and to try and get the best out of indicating where your pursuers are and if they're coming closer to you, you want to stay stealthy. And you can hear them again now, the whispers are coming. So because the area that I'm in now is quite, there isn't many people, the next person that comes to me is going to be my pursuer. And I see this doctor, he comes towards me, it's very obvious, so it's easy to pick him off. Now sometimes, it's easier, I could go out and get a naked stun, but this early in the game I want to make sure I get a kill and a few stuns before I die. I don't want to die and then have to get into another position. I want to stay in the game, and that's the most important thing in Wanted, is to try and stay alive and try and rack up points. Now because I was concentrating on pursuer, I come out as soon as she does, and you can see I kind of try and swerve around and act as though I'm not a a player and I'm an NPC, but it doesn't quite work. And there's a debate on whether you should concentrate just on your target or your pursuers as well, and you kind of have to do both, because if you're just concentrating on your target, you're going to lose track of your pursuers, and if you're running around, you're not going to be you're going to get picked off and you're going to get killed, and it's going to be quite difficult to stay on track of things. So really, as soon as those whispers, you want to stay stealthy and obviously walk around, not sprint around. And as soon as you hear those whispers that I'm hearing now, you want to kind of move into groups and stay stealthy, and then you can take advantage of just looking around and looking for your pursuer. Now if you've started off the game, I've said this before, if you've started off the game quite well and you have many pursuers coming after you, the odds are one of your pursuers will have a pursuer after them, and that may well be your target. So in actual fact, you defending and staying in a spot and having 2 people come after you or 3 people come after you, once you've got a couple of stuns off, your target might just come right up to you, and if you're in a blend group as well, you can get that hidden bonus very easily. Now you can see I'm going after my target, but I start to hear the whispers, so I'm just gonna go into the blend group, and the guy applauds me for using mute, and obviously he comes sprinting around the corner, and that little animation of it running, NPCs don't run, so it's very easy to just pick him off. Right here I try and draw him out by just doing a little run, but it doesn't quite work. I always kind of go for the ones that are not in the corners, because when you go into a blend group, it's easier for you to go into a blend group and not go into the back. Like if the blend group is up against a wall, it's easier for you to be the furthest person away from the wall. So if there's 2 people, one on the right next to the wall and the other one coming out of the blend group that's on the opposite side of that person, usually it's them, because they'll just go into the blend group and it's easy for them. They won't go all the way around, they'll just go straight in. Obviously that time it was different, but that's like 9 out of 10 times. So I was also having this conversation about playing defensive and stuff, and how, you know, getting points, and like I was speaking. There was a live stream of Christian Knox playing, and you know, I was having a chat with a few people on the chat next to the video, and we were discussing about defensive play and stuff, and everybody was saying that a few people were saying that the 8k, you know, if you play defensive, there's no way you can get 10k in a game. And you know, I kind of had to argue that, you know, it's not all about getting 10k in the game. It's extremely difficult to even get 10k in, you know, at all. Playing defensive, it's even worse, obviously, because you're not running around as much, and you've got to, you know, a lot of it is luck as well. You've got to have people coming towards you and your target getting close to you. I mean, if your target's always on the other side of the map and you're just trying to get stuns, you know, you're going to end up dead, because you're going to have 3 pursuers after you when you start off really well in the beginning of the game. You know, it's not going to pay off. But especially when you're playing competitively, it's not about points. It's not about how good of a game you can get. It's more about, you know, winning and just getting on top of your player. Now, how these matches work is with the points. I've just got to get higher points than him. So if he comes 8th and I come 7th, I've won. You know, and obviously if I win the game and go up to, you know, and I win the game outright first, then obviously I've won, and so is he. But obviously if you know, we're at the bottom or the mid table, it's whoever's highest. Simple as that. So, you know, if he gets, you know, if we go getting into a game, a lot of these are in player matches as well. You know, these are in player matches, and you know, when you're playing, you get a lot of roofers and stuff, so it's very difficult for you to sometimes get really high point games. But you know, it's all about winning, and you know, if you're losing by about 1,000 points and you've only got a minute left, you know, you're not looking to get really fancy kills or, you know, an amazing double stun. You're just trying to get points. So the best option would be to use a poison, try and get a poison kill, because you're trying to get as many points as possible, you know. So it's not about you know, being fancy and stuff. Obviously, if you're doing gameplay commentaries, it's different. You want to try and get a really good score and show off, you know. But when you're playing competitively, it's all about winning. Now, I see a load of smugglers coming up here, and one walks away, but there's 2 in this crowd. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait, and I'm going to use the focus. And I see that the one at the front comes out, and my radar lights up, so it's obvious that it's her. And that's a nice little way to figure out who's in blend groups. If you see a blend group coming towards you, you can hide behind a wall or in a chase breaker, and they're going to walk past the chase breaker, or they're going to walk past the wall. Just try and focus and concentrate, and when usually they're at the back of the crowd anyway, so it's really funny when the smuggler's right at the front and it comes and it doesn't light up, and then the one at the back comes and it lights up. It's really obvious, and it's a great way of figuring out, you know, who the target is in the crowd. So there's a bit of confusion here. I hear the whispers again. I'll just pull out the smoke. Whenever, because I'm using smoke and mute here, you always want to use smoke first, because smoke, once you've put it down, like, no one else can come into the smoke, and so you know, once you finish, I always never ever use anything other than long-lasting smoke bomb. Like, it may be for manhunt, maybe, but if you're playing like single player modes, like, trust me, I've tried this so many times with different types, and the best smoke you can use is long lasting. So make sure you use it, especially playing competitive. Like, when you put a smoke down, you want it to last, because so many times I've put a smoke down that's rapid reload and it doesn't last. It only lasts 3 seconds. So once you've put it down, you know, you've got 2 pursuers coming your way, especially defensive players. You put it down, you punch the one guy, and you know, if it's not immediate, once you finish punching that one guy, the smoke's gone, so you can't get the double stun off. So long lasting smoke bomb is key. Always use it on all your classes. And once you've placed that down, you know, no one else is going to come through. You get your stun. You know, if the other player's waiting for you outside of the smoke, you've then got your mute to use, and then go out of the smoke and get the double stun. Obviously, if they're in the smoke, you'll be able to get this double stun. But also the other tip as well is if you're using smoke, and it's like, because you've got mute as well, mute it's 90 seconds, so you want to try and use rapid reload mute, and once you've put your smoke down and you use the smoke first, it's, if you've got long lasting and then you've got overall cooldowns, I think it lasts like 45 seconds or 40 seconds, so the smoke is always going to recharge back quicker. So once you put that smoke down, you know, it's going to recharge quicker back, and then you're going to end up, if you use your mute and then you smoke, you're going to have to wait for your mute to come back. So this is just a glimpse. This is my first episode. I'm going to be doing this every other day, so it's going to be you know, a lot of content for you, a lot of videos coming up, and this is just a snippet. Look out for episode 2 in the next few days. And also, I've just reached 1,000 subscribers as well, so thank you so much everyone for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You know, the fact that people, you know, click on a button that indicates to me that they want to see more of what I'm doing is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, keep watching, you know, liking, all that good stuff. Leave me a comment if you want to see a specific character that you want me to play as, or whether you like this or not. You can see I ended up, and I got a few more points than him. So thanks for watching. Look out for my next episode soon. See you in a bizzle.